Well, double duty classic here on the south side of Chicago. We're at US Cellular Field. It is a 2-1 lead. The East All-Stars over the West. The majority of these kids are rising high school seniors in the Chicagoland area. We've got a couple of kids from across the country. Denver, Colorado, Tucson, Arizona, just to name a couple of spots. Alongside my partner, Kevin Coe. I'm Eric Collins. Kevin Coe, the Director of Youth Baseball Initiatives with the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox value what we're seeing here in the field today. Building the baseball community in their own backyard. And why not? There's a rich tradition of baseball played here in Chicago, and you might as well cultivate it.
Absolutely. I think we have kids going to universities that weren't going to, they're going to major universities. Major universities weren't coming into the inner city of Chicago prior to the ACE program. We have kids in Louisville. Corey Ray's playing at the U of Louisville right now. That's currently, he's on the collegiate national team for USA Baseball. We have Ro Coleman, who won a national championship last year and was a runner-up for the College World Series this year. Absolutely, at Vanderbilt. So, Blake Hickman just finished his third year.
Xavier Gonzalez hits it softly to the second baseman, Garcia. Great fundamentals there. Stays down on it, knocks the ball down, doesn't panic, and throws to first for the out. Gonzalez retired. Quickly one down here in the fourth inning. Now, over the years, there have been wonderful players to come out of the city of Chicago. Kirby Puckett comes to mind. Robert Taylor Holmes, born and raised, went to Calumet High School, then went to Triton Junior College for a bit before being discovered by the Minnesota Twins and eventually making it into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Kirby Puckett was a trailblazer for the rest of the Chicagoland inner city baseball. There were several players that were drafted from the public league in the late 80s and early 90s. And towards the end of the 90s, the scouts stopped coming into the inner city for some reason. I don't think it was because the talent just didn't stop. I'm not really sure why, but they're back. And speak to professional scouts quite frequently about some of the talent that we have, not only in our program, just in the inner city of Chicago, which says a lot to what we're doing and what some of the other organizations are doing also.
This is Dejon Collins, second baseman out of Simeon. And Simeon has a rich tradition of producing professional baseball players. Wes Chamberlain went to Simeon, then he went to Jackson State and was drafted in the first round by the Philadelphia Phillies. Spent a long time in the big leagues. There was a guy who, I don't know if folks at home are still familiar with the name, but he was a big deal. Jeff Jackson, 1989 draft out of Simeon. He was selected 4th overall. Number 1, Ben McDonald. Number 2 was Tyler Houston. Anyway, number 4 was Jeff Jackson. 3 spots ahead of Frank Thomas. Jeff Jackson was a huge deal. Phillies took him. He never made it to the big leagues, but coming out of the public league, be taken 4th overall, that says something about the quality of player he was as an amateur.
He was Gatorade High School Player of the Year in 1989.
Look at that stop, knocked down by Walters. Not going to have nearly enough time to make the play, but you see the reflexes there at the hot corner.
Absolutely. It's a great stop. Unfortunately, Dejon Collins is much too fast to get up and throw him out on that play.
Did you see Jeff Jackson play when he was in high school?
Never saw Jeff Jackson play when he was in high school, but while I was playing professionally, I had the opportunity to work out with him. I would pick him up every day, and we'd go work out together. And so he put in a lot of hard work. He just never figured it out. I don't think he made it past AA. He came back and visited. He lives out in California now, and he came back and visited a few years ago and spoke to some of the kids in our program. And, you know, he's just a regular guy. He's like, man, I'm just a regular baseball player.
Elion gets the out at second. That'll be the only out recorded. It is a force-out 6-4 on the ground ball by Gaskins. Gaskins, who really flies down the line, is safe at first. There's now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, Jeff, he didn't realize he's a living legend amongst the inner city baseball or the Chicago public school system. He reached heights and won awards that no one else has won. in the baseball program of Chicago Public Schools. So
there goes Gaskins. Just had a massive jump, and he steals a base for the third time today. 3 stolen bases for Gaskins. He's 2 for 2 with a run batted in, and now 3 stolen bases.
Stole his way into scoring position. So now with the base hit with 2 outs, there's an opportunity for the East team to get their run back.
Alec Thomas, rising junior from Mount Carmel, youngest player in today's game. He's 0 for 1. Walked his first time up and stole a base, and then struck out looking in the second.
Alec has a lot of pride about him, so I'm interested to watch this at bat to see what he's going to do.
Softly hit to the shortstop. Elion throws on the run, and his throws off the mark. That will allow another run to score.
Speed kills, so Alec's speed getting down the line forced Lorenzo to kind of rush that throw. It's a tough play for Lorenzo. An accurate throw would have had him at first base, but the fact that he had to rush the throw and throw it off balance kind of led to an inaccurate throw and an error, which would cost the team a run.
So Gaskins now is 2 for 3 with a run scored, a run batted in, and 3 stolen bases. Not bad numbers. We're only in the 4th inning.
Not a bad day. I guess Gaskins said, if I'm going to go to Chicago.
Jeremy Houston, a little flipper over Elion's glove. Another 2-out base hit. And the rally continues. Runners on at first, then at second. That's the first hit and 3 at-bats for Houston.
Jeremy went up there with an aggressive approach. It's a fastball right down the middle. So he seemed to hit it off the end of the bat. And we got first and second. 2 outs.
Here's A.J. Lewis. He's hit with a pitch and then robbed. Hit an absolute howitzer shot to Connor Rektorski, and the pitcher caught it without flinching. It's the second time through the lineup for Rektorski.
Seems like the batters are using their Connor's aggressiveness against him. So he started A.J. off with a breaking ball there. So let's see what he comes back with.
This should end the inning. Elion stays down low, takes his time and throws a strike to the first baseman Bullock. The side is retired, but another run scores. It's an unearned run. Run comes in on the error made by the shortstop Elion. It's a 3-1 East lead over the West.
You've ever tasted or your money back. With this guarantee, we're literally putting